Imagine you are sitting quietly, but your mind is rushing in 1,000 directions. Thoughts about yesterday, worries about tomorrow, and distractions from your phone all pull you away from the here and now. Have you ever felt that no matter how hard you try, your focus slips through your fingers like sand? Why is it so hard to truly stay present in your own life? In today's busy world, many people find themselves lost in distractions, often forgetting the simple joy of paying attention to one moment at a time. How often do you catch yourself drifting off during a conversation or while doing something important? Have you noticed how easily the mind wanders, stealing your energy and peace? Think about this. If your attention is scattered, how can you fully enjoy your family, your work, or even your own thoughts? Staying focused is not just about being productive. It's about living a life that feels meaningful and calm, even in the middle of chaos. Here's a simple example. Imagine watering a plant. If you only pour water now and then, the plant struggles to grow. But if you give it steady, careful attention every day, it flourishes. Your mind is like that plant. When you nourish it with focus and care, your life blooms. Welcome to Wisdom Woven. This channel shares gentle yet powerful insights to help you live better and find peace through ancient wisdom. There's so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. Please drop down your thoughts in the comments, and firstly comment Namo Buddha to stay energetic. Buddhism teaches us that our mind is the key to our happiness and suffering. The Buddha said, "What we think, we become." This means if your mind is scattered and restless, your life feels the same. But if you learn to train your mind, you can find peace and focus no matter what life throws at you. In the coming moments, you will discover how Buddhist teachings can guide you to stay focused on your life. Not by forcing yourself, but by gently understanding how your mind works and learning simple ways to return to the present moment. This journey begins with awareness, knowing when your mind drifts and welcoming it back without judgment. It is not about being perfect, but about patience and kindness towards yourself. Stay with us through this video. You will learn tools that anyone can use, even if you have never tried meditation or mindfulness before. These teachings have helped people for thousands of years and can help you too. By the end, you will feel more calm, more aware, and ready to face your day with clarity. Remember, staying focused on your life is a gift you give yourself every day. Let's begin this journey together. Imagine the mind as a mirror. This mirror can either be clear and calm, reflecting the world as it truly is, or it can be clouded and restless, showing only blurred images. In our daily life, when distractions pull at us, it is because the mirror of our mind has become covered with dust of worries, fears, desires, and countless thoughts. When you realize this, you begin to understand the root of distraction. The Buddha often spoke about the mind and how it shapes our experience. He said that the mind is the forerunner of all things. If the mind is scattered, the whole world feels chaotic. But if the mind is focused and peaceful, even the busiest life can feel calm and clear. Many people do not realize how much their thoughts control them. Imagine a small boat on a large river. If the boat has no rudder and no steady hand to guide it, it drifts with the current, tossed by every wave and breeze. Our minds are like that boat without guidance. Every thought that arises pulls us away from the present moment. In Buddhism, the mind is often called the root of all happiness and suffering. If the mind wanders freely without control, it can become restless, anxious, and confused. But when the mind is trained, it can rest deeply in calm and clarity. This training is not about forcing the mind to stop. It is about learning to watch the mind gently, without judgment, and bringing it back when it drifts. Think about this. When you try to hold a handful of water, it slips through your fingers. But if you hold a bowl steady, the water stays calm and clear. The same is true of your attention. When you try to catch every thought, your mind becomes chaotic. But if you settle your attention softly on one thing, your mind becomes like a still lake. Distraction is natural. The mind has a habit of jumping from one thought to another. This is called monkey mind in Buddhist teachings. Like a monkey swinging from tree to tree, your thoughts leap without rest. But a trained mind learns to gently invite the monkey to sit quietly for a while. In daily life, distractions come from many places. The noise of the world, the pull of technology, the endless flow of worries about the past and future. Yet, Buddhism teaches us that the true enemy is not the noise outside, but the restlessness inside. When a mind is restless, even silence can feel loud. The key is to become aware of this restlessness. Awareness is the first step toward peace. When you notice your mind has wandered, do not be hard on yourself. This is the practice of mindfulness, watching the mind as if you're a calm observer, not a strict judge. There's a famous story about a Zen master and a student. The student asked, "Master, how do I stop my restless thoughts?" The master replied, "When you try to stop them, they grow louder. But when you simply watch them without chasing, they calm like water settling after a storm." This teaching invites us to step back from our busy minds and see our thoughts clearly. When you do this, you begin to understand that thoughts are like clouds in the sky, sometimes dark and heavy, sometimes light and drifting. They come and go. You are not the clouds. You are the sky itself. This understanding changes everything. Instead of fighting your distracted mind, you learn to accept it with kindness. You learn to return to the present moment gently, like coming home after a long journey. Buddhism also teaches about the three poisons: desire, anger, and ignorance. These are like storms that cloud the mind's mirror. Desire pulls us toward things we think will make us happy. Anger pushes us away from things we dislike. Ignorance keeps us blind to what is truly happening. When these poisons take hold, the mind loses focus. The practice of staying focused means recognizing these poisons when they arise, not to fight or suppress them, but to see them clearly. When you see desire, do not follow it blindly. When anger arises, do not react immediately. When ignorance clouds your judgment, bring gentle curiosity to understand. Imagine walking through a forest. Sometimes the path is clear and you walk easily. Sometimes the path is covered with fallen leaves and branches. You do not give up walking. Instead, you clear the path carefully and continue forward. This is how mindfulness works with the mind. A distracted mind is like a child chasing butterflies. The child runs from one butterfly to the next, never resting. But mindfulness is like inviting the child to sit quietly and watch the butterflies gently land on flowers. The child learns to appreciate the beauty without chasing it. One practice the Buddha taught is to focus on the breath. The breath is always with you, steady and calming. When your mind wanders, simply return to watching your breath. This simple act anchors your attention and brings peace. It may feel difficult at first. The mind may resist, wanting to jump away. This is natural. Like a wild horse, it needs gentle training, not harsh control. With patience and kindness, your mind will learn to rest. In time, this practice changes your whole life. You become less controlled by your thoughts and more free to live each moment fully. Distraction no longer controls you. Instead, you control your mind. This is not about escaping life. It is about meeting life fully, with open eyes and a calm heart. You learn to face challenges with clarity and peace. The wisdom of Buddhism is practical and gentle. It does not ask you to change who you are overnight. It simply invites you to see your mind clearly and to return to the present moment again and again. Remember, the mirror of your mind can be clear. When it is, your life reflects beauty and peace. When it is clouded, life feels confusing and painful. The choice to clear the mirror is yours. Begin today by watching your thoughts without judgment. Notice when your mind drifts and bring it back softly. Like training a friend, treat your mind with care and patience. With practice, you will find your moments of peace growing longer and stronger. You will feel more grounded and alive. This is the heart of staying focused, not through force, but through gentle awareness and kindness. Let your mind become a clear mirror once again. Imagine the river flowing gently through the valley. It never stops. It carries with it leaves, branches, and all kinds of things picked up from the banks. Sometimes the river is clear and peaceful. Other times, it is turbulent and full of noise. Our minds are like this river. They flow constantly, carrying desires, worries, hopes, and fears. Desire is like the current in the river. It pushes us forward, but often in many directions at once. We want this, then that. We chase after pleasures, comfort, or success. Sometimes we even want things we don't really need or that bring us suffering in the end. This constant wanting pulls our focus away from the present moment. Instead of being here, now, we are caught up in wanting something else. In Buddhism, desire is called tanha, which means craving. This craving is not always for big things like wealth or fame. Often, it is for small comforts, a kind word, a warm meal, a moment of peace. The problem is not desire itself, but when desire controls us without awareness. When we're caught in craving, our mind becomes restless, like the river during a storm. It rushes, it splashes, it never settles. Think about your own life. How many times have you started something with good intentions, only to be distracted by a new desire? Maybe you decided to rest quietly, but your mind drifted to something you want to buy. Or you wanted to focus on a conversation, but your thoughts slipped away to a problem you're worried about. These desires, even small ones, pull you out of the present. The Buddha taught that craving is one of the causes of suffering. When we do not get what we desire, we feel unhappy, frustrated, or sad. When we do get what we want, we feel temporary happiness, but soon the desire changes, and we want more. This endless cycle is like chasing the wind. No matter how fast you run, the wind stays just ahead. Yet, Buddhism does not say that all desire is bad. There is a difference between harmful craving and healthy aspiration. A farmer desires a good harvest because it feeds the family. A student desires knowledge to grow wiser. These desires are natural and can help us grow. The key is to see clearly when desire is leading to suffering and when it is helping us live better. When desire becomes an obstacle to focus, it creates what we call attachment. Attachment means holding tightly to things, people, objects, ideas, as if they're the source of our happiness. But everything in life changes. People grow old, things break, ideas shift. Holding on too tightly causes pain because it denies the truth of change. Imagine holding a handful of water. The tighter you squeeze, the more water slips through your fingers. The Buddha used this simple image to explain attachment. If you try to hold on too tightly to desires or to things, you only cause yourself more suffering. So how do we free ourselves from the river of desire? The first step is awareness. Notice when desire arises in your mind. Don't judge it. Just see it as it is, a feeling, a thought, a pull. When you recognize desire, you begin to create space between yourself and the craving. This space allows you to choose your response instead of reacting automatically. The practice of mindfulness helps here. Mindfulness is simply paying gentle attention to what is happening inside and around you. When you feel a craving, pause and observe it. You might say silently, "There is desire," or "This is craving." This simple act of noticing breaks the power of desire. Over time, you will see that desires come and go like waves on the ocean. None of them last forever. When you watch them with calm attention, they lose their hold on you. This does not mean you stop living fully or stop caring about things. It means you live with more freedom and peace. Letting go of attachment is not easy because it asks us to face the truth of impermanence. Everything we love will change or fade. But when we accept this, we open ourselves to a deeper happiness. Not one based on conditions, but one that grows from inside. You may ask, how can I live without desire? Won't life become dull or empty? The answer is no. Life becomes richer when you live without the chains of craving. You notice more clearly the beauty of simple moments, the smile of a loved one, the warmth of sunlight, the breath moving in and out of your body. Desire often blinds us to these simple gifts. When we chase after what we don't have, we miss what is already here. The Buddha said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." This means true happiness and focus are found by looking inside, not by grasping outside. There is a story in Zen teaching about a man who carries a heavy load of wood on his back. He walks all day, tired and burdened. One day, he meets a wise monk who asks, "Why do you carry that heavy load?" The man replies, "Because I need it for my fire." The monk smiles and says, "What if you let it go for a while? Would you feel lighter?" The man tries it and feels a great relief. This story reminds us that holding on to desire and attachment is like carrying a heavy load. If we learn to put it down, even just for a moment, we feel lighter and freer. Focus comes naturally when the mind is free from burdens. Practice is the path. Each time you notice a craving, try to breathe deeply and let it pass. Return your attention to what is real and present. It may be your breath, the sounds around you, or the feeling of your feet on the ground. This simple return to the moment is the way to break the hold of desire. Remember, the river will always flow. Your mind will always have thoughts and feelings. The goal is not to stop the river, but to become the observer who watches the water flow calmly, without being swept away. This way of living takes patience and kindness toward yourself. Sometimes the river is stormy, sometimes peaceful. Both are part of the journey. With practice, you will find that desire no longer controls you. Instead, you choose what to follow and what to let go. When desire no longer pulls your focus away, your life becomes clearer. You see what really matters. You spend your energy on what brings true happiness, not on endless chasing. The river of desire is a natural part of life, but it does not have to carry you wherever it wishes. By waking up to craving, by watching it with gentle attention, you begin to steer your mind. This steering is freedom. This steering is peace. This steering is the heart of focus. So let the river flow, watch it, learn from it, and step into a life where you are present, aware, and calm. No longer pulled by desire, but moving with wisdom. Imagine a quiet pond in a deep forest. When you throw a stone into that pond, ripples spread far and wide. Each ripple moves gently, touching every corner of the water's surface. The pond's surface is never quite the same after the stone falls. In the same way, every thought you have is like a stone thrown into your mind's pond. The ripples of that thought move through your mind, shaping how you see the world and how you feel in each moment. This is what Buddhism calls karma, not just actions, but the energy of your thoughts and intentions. Every thought leaves a trace. Sometimes we forget this simple truth. We think thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky, harmless and without effect. But the mind is different. It remembers. It carries those ripples of past thoughts into the present, and they influence how you focus, how you react, and how you live. Many people live caught in a cycle of old thoughts, regrets, anger, fears, and worries. These past ripples create a fog that blurs the present moment. The mind becomes restless, unable to settle. The Zen path teaches us to see these ripples clearly, not with judgment, but with gentle awareness. Think of a person walking through a forest with heavy stones in their pocket. Each stone is a past thought, perhaps a painful memory or a harsh word spoken to oneself. The walk becomes difficult and slow. The stones weigh down the traveler, making the journey tiring. But if the person slowly begins to take out the stones, one by one, and sets them aside, the walk becomes lighter and freer. The same happens when you observe your thoughts without holding on to them. The burden lifts. Karma of the mind is not a punishment. It is a natural law, like gravity. When you plant a seed, you get a tree. When you think with kindness, peace grows in your heart. When you think with anger, confusion grows. The past thoughts create patterns in the mind, and these patterns shape your ability to focus now. This is why it is so important to understand what kinds of thoughts you carry inside. Are you feeding your mind with compassion, patience, and calm? Or are you feeding it with doubt, worry, and regret? The mind is like a garden. If you plant flowers, flowers will grow. If you plant weeds, weeds will take over. But the good news is, you can change what you plant at any moment. In Buddhist practice, this is called right intention. It means becoming aware of your thoughts and choosing the ones that help you live peacefully and clearly. You cannot erase past ripples, but you can stop making new waves that disturb your peace. Imagine a teacher who gently shows you how to notice your thoughts as they come and go, without chasing them or pushing them away. You learn to watch the stones falling into your pond, to see the ripples but not get caught in them. This is mindfulness, a simple practice that opens the door to freedom. When your mind is calm and clear, you can focus deeply on what matters. You become like the still pond that reflects the sky perfectly without distortion. This clarity lets you respond to life with wisdom, not reaction. Many people think karma is something that happens only in the future or after many lives. But the Zen master teaches that karma is alive in this very moment. Each thought you have now is a seed for your future focus and peace. If you choose to plant calm and kindness, your mind will become a garden of light. Sometimes the ripples from past thoughts feel very strong. Old habits of worry or anger can pull you like a strong tide. But remember, even the strongest wave eventually loses power when the wind stops. When you stop feeding these thoughts with attention, they fade away. This does not mean ignoring them. It means watching them with kindness and letting them pass naturally. Try this now. Take a deep breath and notice your thoughts. Are they pulling you away from the present moment? Are they familiar ripples from your past? Just watch them, as if you were watching clouds float by. You do not have to chase them. You do not have to hold them. Just be with them. In this practice, patience is your closest friend. Your mind will wander many times. It is not about stopping thoughts completely. It is about gently returning your focus to the present whenever you notice you have drifted. Buddhism teaches that freedom from suffering comes from understanding the mind deeply, how it creates its own world through thoughts and attention. When you see clearly the ripples your past thoughts have created, you gain the power to change your experience. This change is not sudden or forced. It is like the slow opening of a flower, unfolding petal by petal. Day by day, moment by moment, your mind learns to be calm, focused, and wise. So, when you feel distracted or lost, remember the pond and the stones. Remember that your present focus depends on the thoughts you feed today. With patience and kindness, you can clear the ripples and find stillness again. The Zen master invites you to look deeply into your mind, not to judge or fix, but to understand and care for it. This understanding is the beginning of true focus. Focus is not about fighting your mind. It is about learning to live gently with it, like a friend who sometimes makes mistakes but always deserves your love. When you practice this kindness toward your own mind, you will notice a change. Your attention becomes steadier, your moments richer, your life more peaceful. Remember, the mind shapes your reality. Your past thoughts shape your present focus, but your present focus shapes your future. Choose wisely what to hold and what to let go. In this way, the karma of the mind is a path, not a prison. It leads you back to yourself, to peace, to clarity. Walk this path slowly and with care. Each step brings you closer to a life fully lived, fully present, fully awake. Imagine a still lake. The water is calm, clear, and smooth like glass. You can see the sky and trees reflected perfectly on its surface. But if you throw a stone into the lake, ripples spread everywhere, disturbing the quiet and making the reflection disappear. Our mind is just like that lake. When it is calm and clear, we can see everything as it is, without distortion. But when our mind is restless, full of worries, distractions, and noise, it is like those ripples. Nothing is clear, and we lose our focus. In this busy world, it is very easy for our minds to become like a stormy sea instead of still lake. The endless thoughts, fears, and desires pull us in many directions. We forget how to be still. But Buddhism offers a simple yet powerful way to find that stillness inside. It is called mindfulness. Mindfulness means being fully aware of the present moment. It means watching your thoughts and feelings without getting lost in them. You do not have to fight your mind or push away your thoughts. Instead, you gently notice them and let them go like clouds passing in the sky. This way, your mind becomes calm again, like the still lake. Many people think mindfulness is hard or takes a long time to learn, but it can be as simple as paying attention to your breathing. When you breathe in, notice the air filling your lungs. When you breathe out, feel the release of tension. This simple practice helps bring your mind back to the present. When your mind is calm and focused, you can see clearly what is really happening in your life. You do not get lost in worries about the past or future. You see the world with fresh eyes. This is a gift of mindfulness. Being mindful helps you stay focused on what matters most. It helps you listen deeply to others and appreciate small moments of joy. A smile from a loved one, the warmth of the sun on your face, the taste of your food, all become alive when you are fully present. The Buddha taught that suffering comes from our attachment to thoughts and feelings. When we cling to what we want or fear what we might lose, our mind becomes restless. Mindfulness helps us see these attachments clearly so we can gently let them go. You might wonder, how do I practice mindfulness in daily life? It's not just about sitting quietly with your eyes closed. Mindfulness can be in every action. When you wash the dishes, be fully aware of the warm water and the smooth dishes. When you walk, feel each step touching the ground. Slow down. The world rushes by quickly, but your mind does not have to follow its speed. By slowing down and paying attention, you find peace and focus. At first, your mind will wander many times. This is natural. Do not be hard on yourself. Each time you notice your mind has drifted, gently bring it back to the present moment. This is the practice. Over time, the lake of your mind becomes calmer and clearer. You find a deep peace that does not depend on outside conditions. Even when life is difficult, your mind remains steady. In the stillness, you discover your true self beyond thoughts and worries. You find a space of freedom where you are not controlled by fear or desire. This freedom is the heart of mindfulness. The peace you find inside helps you face life with courage and kindness. You become more patient with yourself and others. You listen more, judge less. Your relationships deepen, and your life feels more meaningful. Remember, mindfulness is not about escaping life. It is about fully embracing life as it is, with all its beauty and challenges. Like the lotus flower that grows in muddy water but blooms pure and bright, your mind can find clarity amid chaos. Each moment is an opportunity to return to this stillness. You do not have to wait for the perfect time or place. Wherever you are, whatever you do, you can bring your attention back to the present. When your mind is still, your heart opens. You feel connected to all beings, to the earth, and to the sky above. This connection brings a deep sense of peace and joy. In this way, mindfulness is not just a practice, but a way of living. It is a path to stay focused on your life with calmness and clarity. So, take a deep breath now. Feel the air filling your lungs. Notice your body sitting here listening. Feel the stillness inside you. This stillness is always here, waiting for you. It is your true nature. Imagine the mind as a wheel, spinning quickly and endlessly. Each thought, each task, each worry adds another spoke, another push making it spin faster. In our daily lives, many people try to hold many things at once, believing this is how we live fully or succeed. They say, I am multitasking, but really, the mind becomes scattered, lost in many places without truly resting in any. The truth is, the wheel of multitasking does not bring peace. It only brings more noise inside. When one spins too fast, it loses balance, and soon it wobbles and stumbles. The mind, when pulled in too many directions, cannot focus, cannot rest, cannot find clarity. It is like pouring water into many cups at once. No cup fills properly. In the teachings of Zen, there's a quiet understanding. The mind is strongest when it is simple and calm, not when it tries to do many things at once. When you do one thing fully, you connect deeply to it. You are present. This presence is power. Many believe that multitasking means getting more done, But in reality, it means doing many things poorly, feeling tired and empty afterward. The heart and mind are not made to be pulled in many directions all at once. They're made to focus, to live fully in the moment. You might ask, but Master, what about all the tasks I must do? How can I not multitask when life is so busy? The answer is not to avoid your duties. Instead, it is to do each duty with your full attention. When you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you speak, just speak. Let each moment have your whole mind. This practice is not easy at first. The old habit of rushing and dividing attention is strong. The mind is used to jumping from one thing to another, like a monkey leaping from tree to tree. But with patience and practice, the monkey can calm. The mind can find its home in stillness. When you let go of multitasking, you open space inside yourself. This space is where clarity lives. It is where you see what truly matters. Often, when the mind races, important things become hidden behind the noise. When the mind is still, these things come into view like the sun rising after a long night. There is a story of a Zen master who was asked how to stop the mind from racing. He said, "Do not chase many birds. Sit quietly and watch one bird." This means, do not chase many thoughts or tasks. Focus on one. Let the rest wait. Multitasking creates stress because it divides your energy. Energy is not endless. Like a candle flame, it burns bright when it is steady. But if you try to light many candles with one flame, it flickers and dims. Your attention is that flame. By focusing on one thing at a time, your energy deepens. The work you do becomes more meaningful. Even simple things become rich with life. Washing dishes can become a meditation. Walking to the store can become a moment of peace. The Buddha taught about right effort. This means putting your energy into things that help you grow and bring peace. When you spread yourself thin, your effort loses its strength. When you focus, your effort becomes powerful. Breaking the wheel of multitasking is not about perfection. You will find your mind wanders again and again. This is natural. The key is to gently bring it back again and again, like a mother calling a child home. No anger, no frustration. Only kindness. Each time you return to focus, you grow stronger. Like training a muscle, the mind becomes fit through repetition and care. Over time, you will notice your days feel less rushed. Your heart feels lighter. You smile more easily. When it will stop spinning too fast, you see life clearly. You notice small things, the warmth of sunlight, the sound of birds, the feeling of breath. These simple moments hold great wisdom. In Zen, there's a saying, when walking, walk. When eating, eat. This is not a command, but an invitation. An invitation to be present, to live fully in each moment without distraction. Imagine the joy of waking up each day without feeling pulled in 100 directions. Imagine meeting your loved ones with your full attention. Imagine doing your work with calm and clarity. This is not a far dream. It is possible for you now. It begins with a choice to slow down the wheel, to let go of the need to do everything at once, to trust that life will still be there when you finish one task before starting another. Each moment you choose focus, you break the old habit. You create space for peace. And in this peace, the true self shines, calm, clear, and free. So, the next time you find yourself rushing, stop. Take a breath. Remember the wheel spinning too fast. Gently bring your mind back to what you're doing. Feel your feet on the ground. Feel the air in your lungs. Be here now. This simple practice, done with patience, will transform your life. The noise of multitasking will fade, and the music of presence will fill your days. Let the wheel slow. Let your mind rest. In stillness, you find strength. In focus, you find freedom. Imagine a quiet morning in a small temple garden. The air is still. The sun has just risen, casting soft light on the leaves. Birds sing gently. In this calm moment, the Zen master sits quietly, eyes half closed, breathing slowly. This silence is not empty. It is full. Full of presence, full of life. Silence is often misunderstood. Many think silence means nothing is happening. But silence, in truth, is a powerful teacher. It is where the mind finds space to breathe. It is where we meet ourselves clearly, without noise and distraction. In today's busy world, noise is everywhere. Machines hum, phones ring, people talk all around us. Inside, our minds often feel like that too, loud, restless, jumping from one thought to another. This noise pulls us away from what really matters. It steals our focus, and with it, our peace. But when we choose silence, something changes. The mind begins to slow. We start to listen not only to sounds outside, but also to the quiet voice inside. The voice that tells us who we are, what we truly want, and what is important in life. In Buddhism, silence is seen as a path to wisdom. The Buddha often taught in quiet places, away from crowds. He understood that when the mind is silent, it becomes clear. Clear enough to see the truth of things, to understand life without confusion. Imagine your mind as a pond. When the wind blows strong, the water is stirred, waves cover the surface, and the bottom is hidden. But when the wind stops, the water becomes still, and the bottom becomes clear. Silence is like stopping the wind inside the mind. It lets the hidden depths of your heart and mind show themselves clearly. Many people fear silence because it can bring them face to face with their own thoughts and feelings. Some thoughts are uncomfortable or painful, but avoiding these thoughts only makes them louder. In silence, we learn to meet them gently, without running away or pushing them away. When we embrace silence, we learn patience. We learn to wait for understanding. Answers do not come all at once. They come slowly, like a flower opening petal by petal. Silence teaches us that some things cannot be rushed. In a silent moment, you may notice how your body feels. You may notice tension or ease. You may notice your breath flowing in and out, steady and natural. This simple awareness is the heart of mindfulness. When you practice noble silence, you create a space inside yourself. A space free from judgment, free from worry about what happened or what will happen. Just this moment, just this breath. The power of silence is not just in being quiet outside, but in quieting the mind inside. Even if the world around you is noisy, you can carry a silent place within your heart. This silent place becomes your refuge, your strength. Silence helps us listen better, to others and to ourselves. When we listen deeply, we understand more. We respond with kindness instead of anger, with patience instead of frustration. In many Buddhist monasteries, silence is practiced not just as absence of speech, but as a way to grow deeper understanding and compassion. Speaking only when it is helpful, and using words carefully, helps keep the mind clear and focused. Imagine how much energy you waste when your mind is busy with constant chatter, worrying about what to say, remembering past mistakes, planning future events. Silence allows that energy to be saved and used wisely. Sometimes, silence can feel lonely or empty at first, but if you stay with it, you discover it is full of peace. It connects you to the world in a deeper way. It connects you to the present moment, the only moment that truly exists. The Zen master teaches that silence is the sound of the universe speaking quietly. It is the language beyond words. In silence, you listen with your whole being, not just your ears. Try this now. Close your eyes gently. Take a slow breath in, then out. Feel the quiet around you. Notice any sounds, but do not hold on to them. Let them come and go like clouds in the sky. Notice the silence between sounds. That silence is always there, like a calm space waiting for you. When your mind rushes, gently bring it back to this silence. You do not need to fill every moment with noise or action. Sometimes, doing nothing and being silent is the greatest gift you can give yourself. Silence is not empty. It is full of wisdom, full of answers waiting to be heard. The more you practice noble silence, the more your life becomes clear and peaceful. In silence, you can see your own true nature beyond worries and distractions. You can feel the connection to all living things, to the earth, to the sky, to the present moment. The practice of silence is a practice of love, love for yourself, love for others, love for life itself. It teaches you to be gentle with your mind and heart. As you walk through life, carry this silent place inside you. Return to it whenever your mind feels overwhelmed or scattered. It is always there, a quiet refuge you can enter any time. The Zen master reminds you, silence is not empty space. It is the ground from which everything grows. Like a seed hidden in the soil, silence holds the power of new life, new understanding. By embracing silence, you learn to live more fully, to listen more deeply, and to focus more clearly. It is a simple but powerful way to stay connected to your true self in your life's path. So do not fear silence. Welcome it as a friend. Sit with it daily, even if only for a few moments. Watch how your life begins to change, becoming calmer, clearer, and more joyful. Remember, in silence, the mind rests and the heart opens. And in that opening, true focus and peace are born. The Four Noble Anchors, applying the Four Noble Truths to stay grounded. Sit down, my friend. Breathe gently. You have come far in this journey. The mind is like a boat on a wide ocean. If you are not anchored, the waves will push you in every direction. Some days the water is calm, but other days storms come, storms of worry, anger, confusion, and sadness. If your boat is not tied to something strong, you drift far from where you need to be. Long ago, the Buddha saw the storms of the mind clearly. He was not special, not a god, just a man like you and me. But he sat quietly, watching the waves in his heart. And in that silence, he found something unshakable, four simple truths. They are not meant to be believed like magic. They are meant to be lived. Like food, they are meant to be tasted. These truths are not rules. They are not heavy books or ancient chants. They are soft lamps in the night, helping you see what's already there. When you understand them, your boat becomes steady. You can face the world without falling over. The first truth is this: there is suffering. Life is not always gentle. Even in joy, there is worry. A child grows, and we smile, but we also fear their safety. A loved one laughs, but we know time moves on. Our bodies age, our plans fail, and sometimes we feel lost. To deny this is to fight the river. But to see it clearly, that is wisdom beginning to wake. Now the second truth: suffering has a cause. It does not appear out of nowhere. Look closely, what creates the pain? Often it is our craving, wanting things to be different, wanting people to act as we expect, wanting time to slow down or speed up. This wanting ties knots in the heart. It pulls us from the present moment and throws us into anxiety, fear, or anger. The Buddha did not say desire is evil. He said clinging is the problem, the tight grip we cannot let go of. Then comes the third truth: like a cool breeze, suffering can end. Yes, it can. This is not poetry, it is a promise. When the fire of craving dies down, peace grows. You begin to taste quiet moments. You stop chasing, and for the first time, you feel still. Like a bird no longer flapping its wings, just gliding. And the fourth truth: there is a path, a way forward. Not a straight road, but a walking trail. Not a ladder to climb, but footsteps to follow, one by one. This path is gentle. It does not demand speed. It only asks you to return, again and again, to awareness. Now let us pause. Feel your breath. Inhale. Exhale. You are not in the past. You are not in the future. You are here. These Four Noble Truths are not just ideas. They are anchors. When the day gets heavy, when your focus drifts, you return to these truths. You say to yourself, yes, life brings stress, but I know where it comes from, and I know there's a way to feel steady again. When the mind becomes lost in too many thoughts, when you feel you're not enough or the world is too loud, you remember the first truth. You say, this is the nature of life. I do not need to panic. When you feel restless, chasing something or someone, stop, breathe, and say, this grasping is making me tired. I can release it, even for a moment. And when you feel calm, even for a few breaths, notice it. That is the third truth, the taste of peace. Finally, when you are ready, walk. Not in a hurry. Walk with care. That is the path. You are on it now. These truths are not distant teachings. They live in your day-to-day life. When your coffee spills in the morning and you feel upset, there's the first truth. When you feel angry that it happened, you are touching the second. When you let go and wipe the counter with a smile, the third has arrived. And when you choose to greet the next moment with peace, you are walking the fourth. Do you see? These are not ancient words. They are your life, right now. There is no need to memorize. No need to study hard. Just live. Just notice. Again and again. The mind will wander. That's its habit. But with these four truths, you have something to return to. Like a tree with deep roots, you can stand in wind and not fall. So, when life feels unclear, when you forget what matters, return to the anchor. Return to these truths. You're not too late. You're not too old. You're not behind. You're simply here, breathing, listening, learning. Let your heart open to what is real. Let your focus come not from force, but from deep understanding. The Buddha did not teach to make you religious. He taught to help you suffer less. He did not ask you to believe. He invited you to look and to see clearly. That is what we do here. Slowly, gently, together. You're not alone in this. Every person you pass in life is facing their own storm. But you now carry a lamp. And maybe, one day, your light will help another find their way back too. Let that be your focus. Let that be enough. The path of one step. Lessons from the Eightfold Path on daily focus. Imagine a path in the forest. It is not straight or wide, but narrow and winding. This path is not traveled all at once. You walk it step by step, carefully, with attention. This is like the path the Buddha showed us, the Eightfold Path. It is a guide to live well and focus clearly, not by rushing, but by steady, gentle steps. In life, many get lost because they try to do too much at once. They want to fix everything in one moment, but the mind becomes scattered and tired. The Buddha's teaching reminds us that real progress comes slowly. Each step matters. Each choice we make can bring us closer to peace and focus. The Eightfold Path is not just rules or something to memorize. It is like a lamp that lights the dark corners of our mind. When we follow it, even a little, we begin to see clearly where our attention goes and how to guide it back. The first step is right view. This means seeing things as they truly are without illusions. When we understand that life changes, that nothing stays the same forever, we stop chasing what cannot last. This helps us to focus on what really matters right now. Instead of being pulled by endless desires or fears, the mind becomes calmer and more settled. Next comes right intention. It is about deciding to act with kindness and truth. When your heart is clear about what is good and true, your mind follows gently. This decision guides your focus naturally, like a river flowing toward the sea. Then there's right speech. Words carry power. Speaking with care, honesty, and kindness brings peace to yourself and others. When your speech is mindful, your mind is more peaceful and less distracted by worries or anger. Right action teaches us to behave in ways that do not harm. When you act with care, your mind is less troubled by guilt or regret. This steadiness helps focus because your energy is not wasted in conflict. Right livelihood means choosing a way to live that supports peace and goodness. When your work does not cause harm, your mind is lighter and more present. It becomes easier to focus when your life supports your values. Right effort is the energy you put into your practice. It is not pushing hard or forcing, but gently encouraging your mind to stay with what is good. Like training a young tree, your effort helps your mind grow strong and steady. Right mindfulness is the art of paying attention, moment by moment. When you watch your breath, your body, your feelings, you learn to be present. Mindfulness is the heart of focus. It teaches you to notice when your mind wanders and to bring it back kindly. Finally, right concentration means training your mind to stay with one thing fully. It is like focusing the sun's rays with a lens to start a fire. This deep focus brings peace and clarity beyond ordinary thinking. Each step of the Eightfold Path supports the others. You do not skip one step or rush ahead. You practice one step, then the next, building a strong foundation. This steady path helps you stay focused on your life, not lost in distractions. The world around us is full of noise and change. The mind can feel like a wild horse running without a rider. But the Eightfold Path is the reins that gently guide the horse. It teaches us patience, kindness, and clear sight. When your mind is calm and focused, you see the beauty in small things. The way sunlight filters through leaves, the sound of birds, the smile of a loved one. These simple moments bring deep joy, but only when you are fully present. Focusing on your life means making peace with the moment you are in. It does not mean ignoring your problems or wishes. Instead, it means facing them with clear eyes and a calm heart. The Buddha's path is not about escaping life, but fully living it, one step at a time. Each step is a chance to choose peace over confusion, presence over distraction. If you try to walk this path, remember it is natural to stumble. The mind will wander, old habits will call you back. This is not failure. It is part of learning. When you notice the mind has drifted, gently bring it back to your breath, to your step, to the moment. Focus grows like a seed. You water it with patience and kindness. Sometimes it grows quickly, other times slowly. But with steady care, it blossoms. You do not need to rush or force. The path of one step invites you to be gentle with yourself. There is no finish line, only the journey. As you walk, you carry the light of the Buddha's teachings with you. This light shows you how to live with purpose, how to listen deeply, how to act with love. The Eightfold Path is not just for monks or special people. It is for anyone who wants to find calm and focus in everyday life. Whether you're at home, at work, or walking outside, you can take one mindful step. Focus on your breathing. Feel your feet on the ground. Notice the sensations in your body. This simple practice brings you back to life. Remember, staying focused is not about perfection. It is about kindness to yourself when you lose your way, and joy when you find it again. When you live this way, you see life as it is, beautiful, changing, and precious. This is the path of one step, the way to focus your mind, and the gift of the Buddha's wisdom to you. Imagine a quiet place within you, a place that does not rush or worry. This place is like a small temple in your heart, a peaceful space where the noise of the world cannot reach. This is your inner monastery, a refuge of calm and stillness. Life outside is busy. It pulls you in many directions. There are demands, distractions, and endless thoughts. But inside, you can create a sanctuary. You do not need to go to a mountain or a monastery to find it. It lives within you, always waiting to be discovered. This inner monastery is not built with bricks or stones. It is built with your attention, your kindness, and your calm breath. Every time you take a moment to be still, you add one more stone to this peaceful place. The mind is often like a wild horse, running free and fast. It jumps from one thought to another, chasing worries, memories, and plans. But the monastery helps you gently hold the reins. It teaches the mind to slow down, to rest, to be present. When you sit quietly, breathing deeply, and simply, you begin to know yourself more clearly. You see how your thoughts come and go like clouds in the sky. You do not need to hold on to them. You watch them without judgment, letting them pass. In this peaceful space, you find rest. Your body relaxes, your heart softens, and your mind becomes clear. This is the gift of solitude. It is not loneliness. It is a deep friendship with yourself. Many people fear silence because they think it means being alone with their problems. But in truth, silence is the sound of your true self. It is the voice of wisdom that speaks softly when the world quiets down. In your inner monastery, you learn to be patient. Life does not always move at the speed you want. Sometimes, you must wait and watch. This patience is a form of strength. It teaches you to accept what is without resistance. When you practice this peaceful solitude, you become less afraid of challenges. You know that no matter what happens outside, your inner monastery remains safe and steady. It is a place you can return to any time. The Buddha taught that the mind is like a lotus flower. It grows in the mud but rises above it, clean and beautiful. Your inner monastery is like that lotus. Even when life is difficult, you can rise above the noise and find peace. Every day, take time to visit your inner monastery. You do not need special tools or long hours. A few minutes of quiet breathing, a gentle pause in your busy day, can build this sacred space inside you. When your mind wanders, do not be harsh. Gently guide it back, like a loving teacher with a small child. This kindness is important. It helps your inner monastery grow strong and welcoming. In this quiet place, you begin to understand what really matters. The worries that once seemed huge become small. The noise of the world fades, and the simple joys of life come into focus. You learn that happiness is not found in things or achievements. It is found in moments of peace, in being fully present, in the gentle acceptance of life as it is. Your inner monastery becomes a source of strength. When storms come, when difficulties arise, you have a place to rest. You can return to your breath, your calm mind, your peaceful heart. This practice of solitude and peace is not about escaping life. It is about embracing it fully with a clear and focused mind. In this inner monastery, you find freedom. Freedom from fear, from anxiety, from endless distraction. You remember that your true home is not outside but inside. A home where love, peace, and wisdom live quietly and deeply. As you grow this peaceful place, you will notice your days changing. You will move with more grace, speak with more kindness, and feel more connected to yourself and others. Your inner monastery teaches you the art of balance. Between action and rest, between doing and being, between noise and silence. This balance is the heart of a focused life. It is the place where your energy flows naturally and effortlessly. Remember, this peaceful space is always within you. It does not depend on your circumstances or your age. No matter how busy or tired you feel, it is there waiting. Each time you close your eyes and breathe deeply, you enter your inner monastery. Each time you choose calm over chaos, you build it stronger. This is a lifelong journey. One step at a time, one breath at a time. Be gentle with yourself. Some days the monastery feels strong and bright. Other days it feels quiet and fragile. Both are okay. Both are part of your path. Know that in this inner monastery, you are never alone. The wisdom of the Buddha, the peace of mindfulness, and the light of compassion walk with you always. As you practice, your life will change. You will find joy in simple things, strength in stillness, and clarity in every moment. Your inner monastery is a gift. Protect it, nurture it, and return to it often. Let it be your shelter, your teacher, and your friend. In this sacred space, your true self shines quietly and clearly. This is the way to stay focused on your life, by living from your peaceful center, your inner monastery. Living like the lotus, final reflections, and embracing a focused life. Imagine a lotus flower. It grows in muddy water, yet blooms pure and beautiful above the surface. The mud does not dirty the lotus. Instead, the flower rises above it, untouched and calm. This is a lesson for us all. No matter how messy or difficult life may be, we can learn to live like the lotus, focused, calm, and full of grace. In your life, many challenges and distractions will come. The noise of the world, the pull of worries, the weight of memories. All these are like the muddy water. But your mind, like the lotus, can rise above them. You can choose to be calm and clear, even when life feels heavy. To live focused is not to escape life or ignore problems. It is to see things clearly without being swept away by every little wave. It is to be fully present in each moment, aware but not disturbed. This is the art of true living. Remember, focus is like a muscle. It grows stronger when you use it with care. Do not rush or force it. Gentle patience is the way. Each moment you bring your attention back to what matters, you water your inner lotus. Many of you have walked a long path to reach this point. You have learned about the mind's distractions, the power of mindfulness, and the beauty of letting go. Now, it is time to put these lessons into practice, not just in quiet moments, but in your daily life. When you wake in the morning, Greet the day like the lotus greets the sun. Notice the breath, the feeling of the body, the sound around you. Do this gently. When your mind wanders, kindly bring it back without harshness or judgment. This simple act is powerful. It builds your ability to stay focused on your life, your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. It helps you find peace inside, no matter what happens outside. You might wonder, what if my mind is too busy? What if I cannot focus because of my age or my worries? The Buddha taught that everyone has the seed of clarity and calm inside. It does not matter how old you are or what has happened before. With practice, your mind can bloom like the lotus. There is no race here, no finish line to reach. The journey itself is the treasure. Every moment you choose awareness, you step closer to a life of peace and focus. Sometimes, life will pull you back into the mud. You may feel lost or overwhelmed. This is natural. The lotus does not bloom all at once. It grows slowly day by day. So must you. Be gentle with yourself. When you fall into distraction or frustration, simply notice it. Breathe. Smile. Return to the present moment. This kindness is the medicine your mind needs. Your life is like a garden. If you plant seeds of attention and care, you will see flowers of clarity and happiness grow. If you ignore your mind and let distractions rule, the garden becomes overgrown with weeds. Choose now to tend your garden well. Notice the beauty around you, the love in small moments, the wisdom in your own heart. These are the gifts of living focused. The Buddha said, "Peace comes from within. Do not seek it without." You have the power to find this peace right now, in this very moment. It is not far away. It is always inside you, waiting to be discovered. When you live like the lotus, you shine your light for others too. Your calm presence can inspire your family, friends, and community. Your focus becomes a gift, not just for yourself, but for the world. This is the true meaning of being alive. Not caught in endless distraction, but fully awake, fully here, fully yourself. So as this journey ends, remember, every breath is a new chance to be present. Every step is a new beginning. Every day is an opportunity to live focused and free. Thank you for walking this path with wisdom woven. May you carry this calm and clarity into your days ahead. May your mind bloom like the lotus, untouched by the mud, radiant and serene. Namo Buddha, you have walked along with me, step by step, breath by breath. And now we arrive here, the end of one path, but not the end of the journey. Let's sit quietly for a moment. Feel your breath. Just notice it. Let everything else fall away. The noise, the past, the questions. Just you, sitting here alive, breathing, aware. This is life. This is truth. Nothing more is needed. Many people live as if life is something far away, waiting for tomorrow, searching for meaning outside themselves. But a wise person, an awake person, understands. Life is now. Always now. You have listened to teachings. You have heard the voice of stillness and simplicity. You have touched something real, something beyond words. That is not my doing. It is not the work of a teacher. It is the opening of your own heart, your own mind, your own true nature. You may ask the Master, what now? What do I do after this? And I will smile gently and say, you return to your life. But this time, you return differently. You do not return to chase noise. You do not return to escape your pain. You return as someone who knows the stillness inside, who knows how to pause, how to breathe, how to listen. You return to your family, your work, your walk, your tea, with new eyes. Clear eyes, eyes that see the beauty in the ordinary. This is not magic. This is not a secret. This is ancient truth, and it has always been with you. Some people try to collect knowledge as if it were treasure. They fill their minds with teachings, books, talks. But Zen is not about collecting. It is about letting go. What you have learned is not something to hold, but something to live. You must now become the teaching. When you make your tea, do it with presence. When you speak with someone, listen with your whole being. When anger rises, do not fight it. Observe it gently, like a passing cloud. When joy visits, do not chase it. Smile, and let it stay as long as it wishes. This is focus. This is mindfulness. This is the path. Do not say, I will begin tomorrow. No, begin now. Even as you listen to these words, begin. Awareness is not waiting, is always knocking. You may have fears. That is natural. The mind may say, I am too old, or I have wasted too much time. But hear this, the flower blooms when it is ready. The rain falls when it must. Your peace is not late. It is just arriving. Whether you're 40 or 70 or 90, if your heart beats, you can wake up. You can live with peace. You can focus. You can be free. Do not think freedom means a life without problems. No, freedom means your problems no longer control your peace. You can sit in the middle of the storm and not be shaken. You can smile when the world is rushing because you are walking slowly, gently, one step at a time. This is the way of the lotus. This is the way of the awakened one. Do not try to remember everything I said. That is not needed. The truth has already touched your heart. Let it grow in silence. In Zen, we say, when the student is ready, the teacher disappears. That means you do not need to keep looking outward. You must now look inward. Trust your steps. Trust the silence. The Buddha walked this path with his own feet. So must you. But you are not alone. Every breath is a teacher. Every falling leaf. Every smile from a stranger. Every moment of stillness. All of it is pointing you back to the present. Be grateful for small things. For warm sunlight. For cool air. For a quiet afternoon. These are the treasures many miss while chasing the world. Live simply. Speak kindly. Walk slowly. And above all, stay awake. Focus is not something you build once. It is something you return to again and again. Like coming home. And each time you return, you feel stronger, clearer, calmer. You begin to know who you are. Not your name, not your job, not your role, but the quiet presence behind it all. That presence is who you truly are. It does not age. It does not worry. It simply watches, accepts, and gently loves. This is the essence of Zen. To live without clinging. To see without judgment. To love without fear. So as we close this final teaching, I say to you, you are enough. You are capable of peace. You're not too late. The lotus blooms in you already. Take what you have learned and plant it in your life. Water it with attention. Feed it with kindness. Let it grow quietly, steadily. Let your life be the teaching now. And if ever you forget, just return to the breath. One breath. One moment. That is all it takes to begin again. Thank you for walking this path with wisdom woven. May your days be filled with light, your steps with calm, and your heart with focus. Now go live fully. Namo Buddha.